Right. So we are continuing with the sociology syllabus class. We have done two thinkers. Very, very important. Karl Marx, Emil Durkheim, we have completed. Now you tell me, we have not gone into the subject at all. Tell me, what is the basic difference between Durkheim and Karl Marx? Basic difference. Basic difference. When we saw this Emil Durkheim, we have studied how society only created reality. Unmai abdingirathu, it is not what is existing independent of the society. So it is society which creates what is real and what is not real. Society creates reality. Then he writes about how when work is divided amongst people, it unites people. So work is divided, but people united. When you do a piece of work, when you go to the factory to work, you just go with only economic motive. You just go with only that mind of making money. They may give you salary, a very high salary they may give you. But if everybody working in the company is very hostile to you, உங்களை பார்த்தாலே கடுகடுன்னு இருக்கிறான் எல்லாரும் வேலை செய்யறவன், whatever salary the company gives, you will resign from the company. So you are seeing the manager, he is showing his angry face on you. You are working with your colleague, colleagues are always trying to pick up quarrel with you. So what you decide? You decide to quit the job. Why? Because I am not going to the job only for making money. I go to the job because I have friends in the job. So that is why it is very natural that we prefer to join a company where our friends are working. So it is what? Unification. We are all united because of we doing different work. I wanted a marker to write on the board. Somebody else wanted to buy car. Somebody else wanted to buy vegetables. So there will be one person who is selling this marker, there is one person who is selling car, there is one person who is selling vegetables. It is not that he only wanted vegetable, tomorrow he wanted to buy a car, day after tomorrow I will buy a car. So I am dependent on that car seller is dependent on the vegetable seller is dependent on the pen seller. So everybody is going to depend on the other. There is a dependency which comes, and that dependency is creating unity. That dependency is creating unity. Side of the story. The other side of the story is what? Why the girl committed suicide when she failed to clear this NEET examination? Is the reason that she could not become doctor, or it is the reason that since she has failed in the examination, she will be treated very badly by the society? Society will disrespect. Yesterday only we told, when a student fails in the examination, the parents will ask, நீலாம் ஏன் உயிரோட இருக்கிற கேக்குறது இல்லையா? 6-7 தடவை prelims போயிருச்சுன்னு வைங்களேன், நம்ம வீட்டில் இப்படி கேட்க மாட்டாங்க, வேற மாதிரி கேட்பாங்க. எப்படி கேட்பாங்க? இந்த தடவையும் அவ்வளவுதானா? அப்படி அவங்க சொல்லும் போதே நமக்கு அவெல்லாம் வேஸ்ட்பா, we are all waste. தண்டம், பூமிக்கு பாரம். We scold ourselves or not? So in the extreme form people go, உயிரோட இருக்கிறதே வேஸ்ட், they kill themselves. Society comes to mourn the death of the person. ஐயோ இப்படி ஆயிருச்சே. The person who died will be looking at the society. ஏன் உன்னால தானே அப்படி ஆயிட்டேனா, இதானே காரணம். நான் பாட்டுல ஏதோ போயிட்டு இருந்தேன். Only when you become IAS, only when you become doctor, you injected that into my mind. When I cannot clear this examination, you come and tell me, நீலாம் எதுக்கு இருக்கிற? So decided to go. After where the person went, society comes and mourns the death of the person. You prepare. அப்ப society is everything. Society is everything. So he even tells that we go to temple, we worship God. God is not God, God is society. Because it is society which is everything. For the sake of society, we have to live. For the sake of society, we have to die. Now come to Karl Marx. What Marx says? He says that everything is money. The one who controls money controls society. 2008, UPA headed by Congress was in power. There was an Indo-US American deal. Communist Party, which was giving outside support, Communist Party, which was giving outside support, withdrew the support, telling that we don't want this deal to be done. So the government in power will have to go because the support is going. Now all the rich people, they jumped into to save the government in power. Ambani brothers once sided with the Mulayam Singh party, Samajwadi party. The other even went to the headquarters of Congress party. உங்களுக்கு என்ன வேணும்? இதெல்லாம் எழுதக்கூடாது எக்ஸாம்ல. ஐ எம் டெல்லிங் யூ, எவ்வளவு பணம் முக்கியம் அப்படிங்கிறதுக்கு. உங்களுக்கு என்ன வேணும்? So we wanted to survive the government. Okay, we'll buy the MP. MPs were called. You vote for the government. How much you will pay? How much you wanted? One MP told 10 crores. Take it. So he told another person, I asked 10 crores, no bargain. They said yes. So when it comes to you, you ask more. The other person says 50 crore. Take it. So he told another one, 50 crore சரின்றாங்க, விட்றாத. One said 100. வச்சுக்கோ. So money saved the government. எழுதக்கூடாதுப்பா இதை. ஏற்கனவே ராகுல் காந்திய என்ஃபோர்ஸ்மெண்ட் டைரக்டரேட் இஸ் நாட் லீவிங். அதனால இதெல்லாம் எழுதிடாதீங்க, ஏதோ நம்ம தான் 100 கோடி கொடுத்த மாதிரி ஆயிரும். This rich people will decide who will run the government. Rich people will decide where temple will be constructed. Rich people will decide what type of education should be given to children. Rich people will decide entertainment. So you are entertained by the rich people. The rich people wanted you to entertain in the way they will like you to get entertained. என்ன அர்த்தம்? Your entertainment is not your choice, right? So rich controls your mind. Is there anyone who wanted to become poor? Anyone who wanted to become poor? What is your life ambition? I wanted to become poor. So this is what is Marxism. That in the mind of everyone, money is bigger or not. Everybody wanted to become rich. Everybody wanted to acquire material wealth. So money is everything. And those who control that making of money, they control society. Workers are going to work. Are they going to work only because their colleagues are very friendly to them? Durkheim says, I am going to work because my friends are working. But Karl Marx says, I am going to work because I have to eat food. Friendship என்ன friendship? சாப்பிடுறதுக்கு சாப்பாடு இல்ல, friendship பெருசா? What is important? Food is important. What is important? Clothes is important. My friend is begging, so I also will join my friend to beg. நடக்குமா? Even when our friend is begging, will you say that he is your friend? You become collector. Okay, some beggar is coming to you. The PA of you is telling, you can't meet the collector. But that beggar says, என்னோட classmate pa, in the school I studied with your collector only. So there is so much of confusion, and the collector comes out. He sees the beggar. He identifies, நமக்கு ஸ்கூல்ல படிச்சவன் தான். Beggar யாருனே தெரியாது, புடிச்சு வெளியில தள்ளு. At the same time, a rich person is coming. Even though he is not your friend, you embrace the friend. நம்ம எவ்வளவு க்ளோஸ், ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் தான் பார்க்குறோம் அப்பவே. So there may be many friends for Ambani's son, not for a BPL son. எல்லாருமே some or the other way we wanted to be friend with rich people or not. So Marx says this. Money is everything. And in making money, there is no friendship. There is only conflict. When you go to work, your owner will exploit you because he wanted all the profit. So he will exploit you. So one speaks about everything is good, everything is united. So he says everything is having a function. Durkheim therefore belongs to the school of functionalism, whereas Marx belongs to the school of Marxism. அவரே ஒரு ஸ்கூல் தான். Conflict theorist. He can be called as a conflict theorist. Under functionalism, you have Emile Durkheim, Parsons, R.K. Merton. Under conflict theorist, you have Karl Marx. To some extent, Weber also. To some extent, Max Weber also. So functionalism means what? Everything is good. Have you heard about this story? That Dharma was told to go around the world by his teacher and make observation about the world. So Dharma went around the world, came to the teacher, told everybody is good. Duryodhana went around the world and came, told his teacher that everybody is bad. So Dharma is functionalism. Duryodhana is conflict. எல்லாருமே நல்லவங்க, ஃபங்க்ஷனலிசம். எல்லாருமே கெட்டவன், மார்க்சிசம். So what do you mean by function? What do you mean by function? Function என்ன? What do you mean by function? Any idea? Function. The term function means what? The function of eye is to see. The function of ear is to hear. The function of brain is to think. The function of heart is to pump the blood. The function of kidney is to purify the blood. So function means what? Function is nothing but a positive contribution. Function means what? Positive contribution. Function means positive contribution. For what? For the whole. It's for the whole. Ellarkum. So if eye is refusing to see, if ear is refusing to hear, if brain is refusing to think, it is not good for the whole body. So positive contribution to the whole, WHOLE, is called as what? Positive contribution to the whole is called as function. Now what is dysfunction? Opposite to function is what? Dysfunction. What is dysfunction? Negative contribution. Negative contribution means what? Negative contribution enna? Bad for the system. Mind thinks wrongly. Tappu tappa mind yosikkudu. Right? So it's not good. Negative contribution is what is dysfunction. Positive contribution is what is function. So we have classified the thinkers into these two broader types. We have done this Durkheim. We have done this Marx also. Now next thinker, Max Weber. In the syllabus, you are having the syllabus copy. Yes or no? You don't have. You can take the syllabus copy. சொல்லிட்டு வந்திருக்கமா எனக்கு syllabus copy வேணும்னு சொல்லுங்க கொடுத்துருவாங்க. Front officeல சொல்லிருங்க. How many of you don't have syllabus copy? Okay, okay. Somebody can go. Some 5 syllabus copies we wanted. Right. So somebody can go. நீங்க receptionல போய் you just tell them எனக்கு syllabus copy வேணும்னு கேளுங்க 5 copy 5 copies we wanted. No. So Max Weber, a German sociologist. Weber is a critique of Karl Marx. So the beauty of thinkers is that first somebody will say something, opposite to that somebody will say, the first person will be countered by the second person, the second will be opposed by the third, third will be opposed by the fourth, fourth will be opposed by the fifth. So because of this, what good thing happens? What good thing happens? Because one is countering the other, one is criticizing the other. What good happens because of that? So you are able to get a complete picture. Only through criticisms we come to know the real picture. Somebody should say yes, somebody should say no. So only we come to know the no part of that. If everybody is only telling about the good thing, nobody is telling about the bad thing, we will not know about the bad at all. So we have only partial understanding. We don't have a full understanding of things without knowing the negative end. Like every coin is having two sides. There are good things, there are bad things. When you choose this IAS, good thing is that you are celebrity. Collector is having coffee with the college student. News. The collector of the district says, you can have coffee with me. Come have coffee with me. So college students are going to collectorate. We wanted to have coffee. Anaku coffee collector kuda we wanted to have. Evlo periya vishayam varum. Having coffee with the collector. Privilege. We take photo and we put it in the social media and that will become viral. Coffee. Having coffee with the collector. 10 years before, collector was having coffee like any other person. And today collector is collector. No, that is why having coffee with collector will be a big news. It's a big news. One. Can you have told other copies also? No, they'll be giving you. Okay, sometime you wait. So we have seen this, that it's a privilege for you when you become IAS officer. But at the same time, transfers will come. Recently, our student who was serving as Deputy Commissioner of Police got transferred as Superintendent of Police. So he says his wife is telling, now only we have put the child in the school, that we have to go to some other place, put the child in the new school. Their education is getting affected if you are transferred every 2 years or 3 years. But every 3 years you will be transferred only in IAS. Every 3 years definitely you will be transferred. But you can't have the child peacefully studying in a single school. Therefore, the IAS, IPS officer children will have big problem in having friendship with people, because 2-3 years you will be in this place. That time only friendship develops so much that you have to part away from your friend, go to new place. There to search the friend will take time. That time only you have developed friendship. From there you will go to the third place. So children's education will be affected. And you can't spend time with your family. You can't spend time with your family. Because you go to the house when family members have slept. You come to the office when they are sleeping only. So very rarely people can see you. In the photograph only you can see. Yes, my father is IPS officer. He is with the chief minister. He is attending this meeting. So like any other person, children will also see IAS, IPS officers like this. That is negative or not? That is negative only, definitely. So two sides of the same coin. Both this is there, that is there. So when functions are there, you should understand dysfunctions and conflicts, and dysfunctions are there, you should understand conflict. So like you have a understanding full about the two sides of the coin, you have a proper understanding of two sides of any social issue because of this perspectives. Max Weber is a critic of Karl Marx. When Marx says everything is decided by money and material things, so materialism of Marxism was criticized by pluralism of Max Weber. Materialism of Marxism was criticized by pluralism. Materialism is not the only dominant force or ideology. There are many dimensions of reality. So reality has many faces. Marx only looks at the economic face of the reality, the material face of the reality. There are many other faces which he ignored. Bill Gates has started Gates Melinda Foundation, spending billions of dollars to help the HIV. Instead of spending these billions of dollars in helping the HIV patients, he can start many companies out of the money which he is giving for charity. Asim Premji every year is giving 5,000 crore as charity. So India's billionaires are giving charity. With 5,000 crore, he knows the art of making 50,000 crore. Why should he give charity? So which means he is also having a human face, not only material face. He is having empathy, affection towards the poor people. Tata, Ratan Tata during the corona time told what? 1,500 crores given by Ratan Tata. Tata company gave 1,500 crores to government to help the people during the pandemic times. Huge money, 1,500 crores. With that money, they should have started many companies and they would have changed, converted 1,500 into 15,000 crore easily. They know and they are doing it for centuries. They know the art of multiplying money. But why should he give charity? Why should he give this much huge money to help the people during the pandemic? And even he told the Prime Minister of India that, see, this is not the only money which I am giving. I am ready to give the last penny which I am having. The last money which I am having, I am ready to give. I am ready to give all my property, all my company, everything I am going to give. If this crisis is not over, if you wanted, you take all the money which I have, all the property which I have, let it go to the poor people. Yes, what you see. So beyond money, there are present, and that is ignored by Karl Marx. So pluralism, plural means what? Many. There is no one single dimension of reality. There is no one single aspect of reality. There are many aspects of reality. Pluralism, not materialism. Max Weber writes about social action, bureaucracy, ideal type, most importantly, Protestant ethics and spirit of capitalism. Protestant ethics and spirit of capitalism. Protestant ethics and spirit of capitalism. So social action. Somebody told about social fact? Who? Emile Durkheim. Social action is different from fact. Social, a common word I am taking. Action and fact. Fact, action. This was given by Emile Durkheim. This was given by Max Weber. Now, what is the distinction between fact and action? What is the distinction between fact and action? Fact means something which is independent of the observer. What do you mean by that? I told this is a marker, not a monkey. I may say that this is monkey, but nobody will accept this, which means that I also should say this is marker, not monkey. So it doesn't depend on the seer. What is seen is the object. It doesn't depend on the seer. Action means it depends on the seer. So action is speaking about the individual mind. Fact speaks about which mind? Collective mind, exactly. Fact speaks about collective mind. Now, are you able to get the distinction between social fact and social action? One speaks about individual, another speaks about the total society. So mind of the individual is important for Weber. Mind of the society is very important for Durkheim. Bureaucracy. He says that bureaucrats are inevitable. What do you mean by that? Inevitable means what? You can't be avoided. Without you, there is no society. That to modern society cannot survive without you. So, in the 2021 question paper, they have asked about bureaucracy as an iron cage. 2021. I have given this question 3-4 times. Iron cage bureaucracy was a question which I have given. See, every year we will give you a hit list of questions. Every year 100% of the questions will come only from the hit list. And I have given in the website also, in our social media also, we have given what is the question which we have asked in the test, what question UPSC has asked. Exactly the same question comes. Out of 38 questions, cut, copy, paste 30 questions. 5 questions you can, easily write with the help of the discussion which we have made. And 3 questions are little bit difficult questions, but I tell you that if you write 35 questions properly and little bit manage this 3 questions, 320 will come easily. Because nobody has written all the 38 questions properly. They'll write 30-35 questions properly. Remaining 3 questions, even if you manage without leaving, if you manage, then that would be fine to cross 320 plus. So there should be a dominant thought which I told you, that daily when you wake up, you have to fix in mind that 320 in sociology, IAS. When you go to bed also, you should think 320 in sociology, IAS. Day in, day out, what you think, that you become. Just go to your place and see the video which I have uploaded in our YouTube channel. The title of the video is The Law of Dominant Thought. Must have to watch. Law of Dominant Thought. எப்பவுமே ஒரு விஷயத்தை நினைச்சீங்கன்னா அந்த விஷயம் நடந்துரும். எப்பவுமே பயந்துட்டு இருக்கிறோம், ஐயோ I'll fail and failure comes. Bureaucracy. What are the features of bureaucracy? How bureaucracy is an iron cage. What do you mean by that? Bureaucracy is an iron cage. What do you mean by this? Iron cage. Iron cage means you are trapped into that. You cannot come out of that. You are trapped into that iron cage. An iron cage will drop from above and you are locked. You can't move. An iron cage will drop from above, you are locked. You can't move. What is the reason for bureaucracy becoming iron cage? Rule system, rules. Strict rules. You have to follow rules. You have to follow rules. Whatever is there, just to go through the rule book. What is there in the rule book, that you have to implement. So even I find that this case is a worthy case, but my hands will be tied because rule says don't give pension to this woman. But I know this woman is eligible. But the rule says 54 types of documents. In Karnataka, it came in the news. The government of Karnataka announced 1 lakh compensation for the widow of the farmers who committed suicide. But You will get, the victim will get 1 lakh only if that victim is producing 54 types of documents. Now this poor woman goes to the collector and is asking, my husband committed suicide. The government told that 1 lakh compensation will give to the family. Kindly give. Collector is telling, sorry madam, you have to produce 54 types of documents. Rule has come. The poor lady is not able to produce 54 types of documents, and she is not eligible now to get 1 lakh compensation. But the collector knows, by heart he knows. It's a fitting case. What to do? 54 types of documents. She is only producing 53 types of documents, not the 54th type. 54th document is not there, and therefore he cannot give. That is why it becomes an iron cage. So too much of rule-based system will lead to loss of what? நிக்கிறதுக்கு rule, நடக்கிறதுக்கு rule, சாப்பிடுறதுக்கு rule, too much of rules. When you go to Labasna, you have to go to the food, you have to go to the mess where food will be taken, that you have to go in suit. Dress code is there. College messல போய் சாப்பிட்ட மாதிரி அப்படியே போக முடியாது. So you have to wear suit, tie, shoe எல்லாமே போட்டு go and eat food. So you have to follow the stable etiquettes. In the foreign service and all, they teach you how to eat food. How to eat food they used to teach. Because so far we don't know how to eat food. They'll teach you, no, this is how you have. Because when you eat with the Chinese people, the two things, two sticks like thing, no, Jetli படத்துல தான் நான் பார்த்திருக்கிறேன். Chopsticks. So that you have to use. எப்படிதான் சாப்பிடறான்னு தெரியலையே. அதை வச்சுட்டு ரைஸ் சாப்பிடுவோம் பாத்தீங்களா? பயங்கர திறமைசாலிகள் அவங்க. நம்ம கையில் எடுத்து சாப்பிடும் போதே பாதி மேல விழுந்துருது. நம்ம என்ன பண்ண முடியும்? சூட்டை போட்டுட்டு you go take a sambar, என்ன ஆகும்? They tell you, see, you are eating with who? Diplomats. Don't do this. They are giving you training. First it will be very nice to you. You wear a suit, go and eat idli dosa, because there they keep idli dosa, you know that. Some of our students used to tell, sir, we have become mess representative. Nammal anga poi representative aiter messla. Morning idli dosa. So I am making the Tamil food popular in IAS Labasna. Morning idli dosa undu, sir. It's a revolution. So he started revolution right in Labasna. First thing what we did, you know, sir, we changed the menu. Evlo very achievement parunga. So they go. First day it will be fine. Next day, third day, fourth day, you'll be very hungry, but you have to wear all the suit and all. Then go. என்னப்பா இது கொடுமையா இருக்குது. You tell your roommate, கொஞ்சம் எடுத்துட்டு வந்துரு கோட் சூட்ல, கொஞ்சம் போட்டு கொண்டு வந்துரு அப்படின்னு. We tell or not, it becomes very difficult. First time it will be fine, but so too much of rules. I went to IPS NPA, IPS Training Center, National Police Academy, Hyderabad. The time, 3 years back, 5 of our students were undergoing training in NPA. Ankita Shokan, right? 5 of our students. So they told me when we used to walk, when we were walking on the road of NPA, our students told, sir, come, we have to walk on the pavement, not on the road. Who is there? No traffic, nothing. 150 acres of institution it is. So who is seeing? No, sir, the road is meant only for vehicle. The pedestrian path is only meant for us. So we have to go by that only. Nobody is watching. No, sir, every tree is having an eye. They have fixed camera in every tree. So we think that there's nobody and we used to walk on the road. Next day, they'll call me and tell me 8:30 you were walking on this road. You didn't use the pedestrian path. You walked on the road. 3 times you do, we'll give you black mark. So your liberty is not there in academy. Too much of rules. And that is why Weber is telling bureaucracy is an iron cage. But without bureaucracy, you cannot run the society. But if you are bureaucratic, it is an iron cage. Ideal type. See, Max Weber is not happy with the theory. Theory means what? A theory is one which gives a generalization. For example, theory. Example, law of gravity. E is equal to mc square. These are all theories. A plus b the whole square, theory. Theory means something which gives you a complete generalization. Generalization means what? It is applicable to all. Weber is not happy with this. When he is practicing pluralism, theory is speaking about one thing is applicable to all. But pluralism is what? One thing will not apply to all. Understanding the difference or not? Pluralism means many things. Generalization means only one thing. There is a conflict between these two concepts or not? Theory means only one thing. E is equal to mc square means E is equal to mc square only. A plus b the whole square means A plus b the whole square only. It applies to all. But theory is something which is applicable to all. There is only one thing. It emphasizes on only one. This emphasizes on many. So one versus many. Marxism is what? Money, only one. Pluralism, many. So theory is what? Only one. Pluralism means many. So he is not happy with this theory because he is criticizing the theory of Marx. He says, we should not have a theory, we should have ideal type. Ideal type is not a theory. Ideal type because it gives you only a limited generalization. Ideal type gives you a limited generalization. Ideal type will not tell that something is applicable to all like theory. Ideal type says this is applicable to this. Maybe that is applicable. That may not be applicable to this also. Simple. Ideal type எப்படி தெரியுமா இருக்கும்? வரும் ஆனா வராது. தியரி எப்படி இருக்கும்? கண்டிப்பா வரும். ஐடியல் டைப் எப்படி இருக்கும்? வரும் ஆனா வராது. வரும் அப்படின்னு நினைச்சா வரும், வராதுன்னு நினைச்சா வராது. இன்னைக்கு வர்றது நாளைக்கு வராது, நாளைக்கு வர்றது இன்னைக்கு வராது. இப்படி இருக்கும். So this is right. Why? The person who got a first rank in IAS examination, supposing that he is writing this examination next year, will he get the same marks? What is the main focus of Max Weber? Action. Action means what? Individual centric. Individual centric means what? Changes. Are you able to connect action, pluralism, ideal type? Don't worry, I have not gone into the topic at all. Just I am giving you a hint. Avladhan. We'll take one full class for this. So as of now, pluralism is many, theory is only one. Theory was given by Karl Marx. Weber is against Marxism because he advocates pluralism. Instead of theory, he has a new type called as ideal type. Ideal type is what? It is not a theory because it doesn't give a full-fledged generalization. It gives you a limited generalization which may apply or which may not apply. So as a criticism to theory, Weber gave ideal type. Most important topic, very favorite UPSC topic. If any question setter is wanting to set the question on Max Weber, he will be very much loving to take the question called as Protestant ethics and spirit of capitalism. So ethics. Capitalism is what? Economics. In this, he says, ethics is important for economics. Ethics is important for economics. So ethics is what? It's not needed at all for Marxism. Ethics is not important for economics. Economics makes ethics. Weber says, after a very exhaustive study, people in Germany there are some areas where Protestants are living. So Protestants dominated areas in Germany are rich areas. Catholic dominated areas in Germany are poor areas. எங்கெல்லாம் கேத்தலிக்ஸ் இருக்கிறாங்களோ அங்கெல்லாம் புவரா இருக்கிறாங்க. எங்கெல்லாம் ப்ராட்டஸ்டன்ட்ஸ் இருக்கிறாங்களோ அங்கெல்லாம் ரிச்சா இருக்கிறாங்க. So areas inhabited by Protestants are rich areas, whereas areas inhabited by Catholics are poor areas. This he came to know because he collected data. So he came to understand that there is a connection between religion and prosperity. Religion is connected to prosperity. If you come to India, Jain people are rich people. Have you observed this? Jain people are rich people. Sikh people are rich people. Whereas Catholic people, Hindu people are poor people. So Hinduism tells you to become poor. Have you seen this? The rich man will be begging in the temple. ரொம்ப பெரிய பணக்காரரா இருப்பாரு, டெம்பிள போய் பெக்கிங் பண்ணிட்டு இருப்பாரு. ஏன்னா அவரோட அஸ்ட்ராலஜர் சொல்லிட்டாரு, நீ வந்து பண்ணணும், அப்படி இது நீ கோயிலுக்குள்ள பண்ணலன்னா நீ கோயிலுக்கு வெளியில அதை பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிருவ அப்படின்னு. That is why in front of the Hindu temple you will find so many beggars. ஏன்னா Hinduism encourages begging. You know, after you have got your family, you give birth to children and children become mature, a time will come that you have to take rest. You have to leave your family and go. You have to leave your family and go or not? Vanaprastha, Grihastha, first Brahmacharya. During Brahmacharya, we should be having good conduct and character. We should develop some skills Next stage, you should start earning money. Grihastha, you should create your own house. Griha means house. You have to create your own house, which means you have to marry, you have to get children, you have to, do your family duties. After you become aged, then you have to go to Vanaprastha, go to forest and become a sannyasi. Appo you have to abandon your material wealth. Even food should not be owned by you. Therefore, you have to beg your food. நம்ம சாப்பிடுற சாப்பாடு கூட நமக்கு சொந்தமா இருக்க கூடாது. We have to leave all the relatives, husband, wife, children, father, mother, எல்லாத்தையும் விட்டுறணும். You have to go. You have to get detached and you'll become a sannyasi. In the wandering in the forest, you become sannyasi and you will attain moksha. That is what is Hinduism. So the value system of religion decides whether somebody is rich or poor. Religion called Protestantism encourages people to become rich. Hinduism says money is Maya. Protestantism says money if you earn, then only you are closer to God. When you earn more and more money, it means you are very close to God. When you earn more and more money, then God will give you salvation. So prosperity gives you salvation. But come to Hinduism, rich people are people who are committing sin. That is how they show in the movie also. Always in the movie, rich people are bad people. Then villains will be bad always. So prosperity or poverty is caused by religion. That is what is explained by Max Weber in his work called as Protestant Ethics and Spirit of Capitalism. The most important concept or the most important work of Max Weber, a very favorite topic of UPSC. If you go to the past question papers, how many times UPSC conducted the sociology examination, equivalent to that many times they have asked this question. So now summarize Max Weber. Max Weber is speaking about individual sociology when he says social action, pluralism against materialism, bureaucracy as an iron cage, theory should be replaced by ideal type, Protestant ethics and spirit of capitalism. Clear? I am only sensitizing the topics. I am not going deep into the topic. The syllabus class objective is what? To give you an overall familiarity about the topics. So the syllabus class is to make you familiar topics in sociology. Sociology itself is a familiar subject only. I personally selected sociology because in my UPSC examination, because when I read the syllabus of other optionals, I am not able to connect with that optional, but the sociology I selected because there are some familiar terms present like family, marriage, kinship, right? So we know family. We have gone to many marriages. So I thought that this is very familiar term, marriage, family, religion. கேள்விப்பட்ட மாதிரியே இருக்குதுங்கிற காரணத்துக்காக தான் I chosen the sociology as my option. Even when I asked yesterday one student, why you chose sociology as your optional, that student told, terms which are given in the syllabus very familiar to me. Education, religion, political system, economy, marriage, family. So that is why it is familiar already. Now sociology class will make you more familiar about what you are already familiar with. Familiarizing the familiar is what is sociology. Familiarizing the familiar is what is sociology class. Ellame theriyum, but we are making you more familiar with what you are already familiar with. Next thinker is Talcott Parsons. Parsons, the concepts which he has given was social system, pattern variable. Parsons is a functionalist. System means what? What do you mean by system? The word system can be used in many places. Our system is not good. My system is not working. I refer to computer. This system is not good. I refer to the working of the entire society. UPSC is having its own system. So what is the meaning of the word system? In biology, you have read circulatory system, respiratory system, nervous system. System 9. What do you mean by system? System is a model. It's an approach. When you say something as a system, for example, this human body is a system. When you say something as a system, you say that parts are interconnected. They are interdependent. And this interconnected parts become the whole. This interconnected parts become the whole. Take, for example, human body system. So various body parts are connected in a particular way or in a very random way. Head is above the neck for every one of us. It is not that somebody is having head above the neck, somebody is having head below the knee. So we have eye on the face, not on the hand. There is a particular part present in particular place, connected to other parts in a very particular way. Heart is connected to kidney, kidney is connected to liver, liver is connected to lung in a particular way or in a very random way. For everybody, for most of us, heart is in the left side or in the right side. For most of us, heart is in the left side. For most of us, brain is in the skull. For most of us, there are two eyes. So the parts are present in particular place. The parts are connected to other parts in a particular way. Each part is giving some positive thing, contribution to the whole body. When you see something in an interconnected fashion, when you see something as a whole made up of parts which are interconnected and interdependent, you see that as a system. So holistic understanding, if you wanted to get about something, you have to see that as what? If you wanted to get a holistic understanding about something, you have to see that as what? System. So that is why you say this remote control is a system, this heart is a system, this marker is a system, this brain is a system, this class is a system, the entire Chennai is a system, entire UPSC is a system, India is a system. Everything can be seen as a system because you try to see that thing holistically, consisting of parts that are interconnected and interdependent. So system is only an approach. Now social system means what? The society can be seen as a system. Family can be seen as a system. Educational institution can be seen as a system. Political party can be seen as a system. Government can be seen as a system. Each and everything, religion can be seen as a system, because something is connected to some other thing in a particular way. Each thing connected is contributing to the whole. That is what makes something as a system. அப்ப சிஸ்டம் அப்படிங்கிறது என்ன? இமேஜினேஷன். உண்மை கிடையாது. It is not real. It's your assumption. So it is a model. It is not real. It is an approach. Why you have to use this systemic approach? Apana you come to know about that thing fully. He treats society as a system, that many parts of the society are connected in a particular way, and each part is giving some good things, positive contribution to the society. How it is happening, he is explaining through this social system, that one is connected to the other, one gives something to the other gives something to this thing. These are connected in a particular way, and it gives positive contribution to the whole society. So the function of family he speaks about. What family does, you know? It is relaxing you. After work schedule, after a tight work schedule, you go to the family house, relax. So people are going far away to work, but they ensure that they come and visit their family frequently. A friend of mine is working in Abu Dhabi. For 30 days, he'll come back to his house next to 15 days. 30 days work there, 15 days at home. So he told that 50% of my money goes in this travel. But still, I am going to my house because I wanted to see my children, I wanted to see my spouse, I wanted to see my parents. So what is the function of the family? It gives you what? Emotional satisfaction. What is the function of religion? It gives you self-confidence. What is the function of education? It helps you to acquire knowledge. So family is connected to education, education is connected to religion, religion is connected to government. So various parts of the society are connected in a particular way. Each part is contributing positively to the whole. It may look as if it is very automatic, that one does one function, the other does another function. Like in the human body, heart is doing this thing, kidney is doing that thing, lung is doing this thing, liver does this thing. So it may appear to us that it is doing its function very calmly, very diligently, without doing any harm to the other. But actually speaking, it is not like that. Sometimes heart will have a fight with kidney, liver will have a fight with the lung will have a fight with the brain. Despite of all these fights, by and large, there is some sort of unity prevailing or not. Same as the case of family. Same as the case of family. In family, husband, wife, children, they will have always quarrel. They fight with each other, they quarrel. So if you ask some people in the family, they'll not be happy always. So you ask them, are you very sad? They say, yes. Why? It is because of you. They blame you. Right? Then when they blame you, you started blaming them. Small fight becomes big fight. 2 days you don't talk to your family members. Third day, what happens? Some sort of, you cool down, they cool down. So some sort of negotiation will happen. You go and ask sorry to your father. Father, I should not have told like that. I'm very sorry. Father says, don't worry, my child. I'm also a little bit, I got irritated that time. I'll also, I should not have spoken like that. So I'm very sorry. No, father, I only did that thing. You didn't do that thing. Father said, no, it's my mistake. No, my mistake. Sanda vandurum, angiye sanda vandurum. ஏன் மிஸ்டேக்னு சொல்றேன், அப்புறம் என்ன நீங்க உங்க மிஸ்டேக்னு சொல்றீங்க? fight வந்துரும். அப்புறம் கொஞ்ச நேரம் கழிச்சு ஓகே ஓகே. அப்போ லைஃப் இஸ் அபவுட் திஸ். Problem will come, problem will be resolved, new problem will come. So you think that problem resolved. I wanted to clear prelims cleared. Now new problem came, mains. So mains, new problem came, interview. I wanted service came, IAS came, home cadre will not come. So you adjust, paravalla. Some of our students have got list is out no, Tripura cadre, IPS. Sir, என்ன சார் பண்றது? திரிபுரா வந்துருச்சு சார். Write the examination again. ஐயோ திரும்ப எழுதணுமா? அதுக்கு இதே பரவாயில்ல சார். So they justify. Sir, it seems Tripura is a very good cadre. Yesterday only you told it is not good. No sir, Tripura is very good in comparison to Nagaland. Earlier they compared Tripura with Tamil Nadu and they were not happy. Now they have to convince themselves no. So they are now telling in comparison to Manipur, Tripura is far better. So after going to Tripura, they'll talk to their Manipur friend. See, I am Tripura, you are only Manipur. Now Manipur friend will tell, see, who told Manipur is bad? You come and see. I've got 12 commandos to give me security cover always. In Tamil Nadu, you'll have 12 commandos only for VVIP. But for me, as SP, I am having 12 commandos. So, 2 gypsy jeeps full of bodyguards for me. Wherever I go, 12 people will come with a machine gun, with AK-56. You know, that much security cover I have. You have 12 commandos. I have only one gunman. Tamil Nadu IPS says. Only one gunman. Better to go to Tripura. Better to go to Manipur. Okay, you go to Manipur. No. Here itself, you know, I am posted as SP. 3,000 police will be controlled by me. So it's a big position. So wherever you are, you have always some problem, and you try to overcome that problem by convincing yourself, taking selectively something from there and here, and that is how your life will be. Go and ask Mukesh Ambani, are you happy with the money you have? Somebody told in 1 second he is earning 15 lakhs or 20 lakhs. இப்படிங்கிறதுக்குள்ள 15 லட்சம் ஏர்ன் பண்றாராம். முகேஷ் அம்பானின்னு சொல்லி முடிக்கிறதுக்குள்ள 1 கோடி ரூபாய் ஏர்ன் பண்ணியிருக்கிறாரு. பேங்க் அக்கௌண்ட்ல 1 கோடி ரூபாய் விழுந்திருக்கும். You go and ask Mukesh Ambani, are you happy? இலான் மஸ்க்னு ஒரு ஆளு ரொம்ப டஃப் ஃபைட்டை கொடுக்குறானே நமக்கு. மஸ்க போய் கேளுங்க. வெரி டிஃபிகல்ட். ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா இருக்குது எனக்கு. He is a person who fears so much. அவரே சொல்லியிருக்கிறேன், ரொம்ப பயமா இருக்கும் அப்படின்ற. தனியா இருக்கிற ரொம்ப பயப்படுவாராம் இலான் மஸ்க்கு. ஆனா எப்பவுமே ஆட்கள் இருக்கணுமா பக்கத்துலயே அவருக்கு, இல்லைன்னா பயப்படுவாராம். அம்மாள் தனியா காட்டுக்குள்ள மேட்ல எல்லாம் போயிட்டு இருக்கிறான், ஆனா பணம் இல்லை. இந்த ஆளு பணம் ஏகப்பட்டது வச்சிருக்கிறான், ஆனா பயமா இருக்குதுன்றான். எல்லாருக்கும் எல்லாமே இருக்காது, அதுதானே. இவனுக்கு பயம் இல்லை, ஆனா பணமும் இல்லை. அவனுக்கு பணம் இருக்குது, ரொம்ப பயப்படுறான். Right? So people are very rich, but they cannot eat food because doctor says you are diabetic. These people are very poor. They can eat whatever food you can give to them, but nobody is giving. So always there is some sort of equilibrium we try to achieve, some sort of stability we try to achieve, but stability is not 100% stability. Life is like this only. So as long as attempts are there, attempts will be the problem. Once attempts are there or not there, UPSC is not at all a problem. Attempt முடிஞ்சவர்கிட்ட போய் கேட்டீங்கன்னா, you ask a person who has exhausted his attempt, UPSC is no more a problem. In fact, a student who lost in the final battle came to me. Sir, 9 attempts over. 9 attempts over. I have not cleared this examination, but I am happy because no more prelims, no more mains, no more interview in life. Really, I am happy, I am saying. Really, I am happy, they are telling. How? Because no prelims, no. Otherwise, prelims will come, fear will come, anxiety related problems also will come, ulcer will come. Whenever people are so much concerned about result, their health will be spoiled. A student saw the result and he came, told me, sir, it seems I'm having heart attack. என்னப்பா சொல்றீங்க? இல்ல ரிசல்ட் பார்த்தா நம்பர் இல்ல, ஹார்ட் அட்டாக் வந்த மாதிரி இருக்குது. வந்துருச்சா வரலையா? வந்துருச்சுன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். வரல. வந்துருச்சுன்னா நீங்க வருவீங்களா? எதையும் தாங்கும் இதயம் வேணும் யூபிஎஸ்சில. ஏன்னா anyone will fall, anyone will rise. Anyone can fall, anyone can rise. So even though it appears as if everything is doing its own job, but it is not like that. Parsons is explaining. Pattern variable. Tell me what is pattern? Pattern. You have cell phone, you have pattern lock, you have pattern unlock. What is pattern? What do you mean by pattern? Pattern is something which is routine. Pattern is something which can be predicted. So anything which is routine, anything which is repeatedly happening, it can be predicted or not. Sun will rise, sun will set, can be predicted or not. Monsoon can be predicted. So many things can be predicted. There are of course something which cannot be predicted, like earthquake. Earthquake can also be predicted according to somebody, because the snake knows earthquake. In China and all, they have some technique to know this, predict earthquake and all. China knows, or some fish, somebody was telling, some vastu fish is there, no, it can predict earthquake, because when earthquake is going to come, they'll move here and there very haphazardly. The fish will move here and there very haphazardly. The birds will fly with so much of anxiety that you can experience. After that, earthquake will come. So there are ways, but we don't have a scientific instrument to predict, that's all. But other things can be done easily. So pattern is something which is doing prediction. What pattern is something which is about prediction. Routine, something which is routine, can be predicted. Variable, your routine is changing. So when you are aspirant, as long as you are an aspirant, there is one routine. When you become IAS officer, new routine comes. So this pattern is changing to that pattern. There are two patterns. One pattern of tradition, the other pattern of modern. So Parsons explains how these two are two different patterns. Tradition is having one set of pattern, modern is having another set of pattern. For example, tradition is having joint family, modern is having nuclear family. Tradition is having arranged marriage, modern is having love marriage. Tradition is having religion, modern is having science. Tradition is having king, modern is having democracy. Tradition is having village, modern is having city. Tradition is having agriculture, modern is having industry. So like that, two different patterns are there, and through this pattern variable, Parsons is explaining what? First topic is what? Social change, modernity. So Parsons explains modernity through social change. Parsons explains modernity and social change through pattern variable. Next thinker is R.K. Merton. So Merton is not happy with Parsons. Even though Merton is a student of Parsons, he is not happy with his own teacher, Parsons. He criticizes functionalism. Even though he is a functionalist, he criticizes functionalism of the previous thinkers. So we use the term classical functionalism. Parsons and others were criticized, criticism of classical functionalism. Manifest and latent function. Manifest and latent function. Manifest means intended. Latent means unintended. Manifest means intended. Latent means unintended. So this is what you expected, that is what you didn't expect. You are coming to this class. What is the expected function of this class? You are coming to this class. What is the expected function of this class? What is the expected function of this class? Give you sociology to clear IAS examination. What is unintended? Unintended means you didn't even recognize that. But there are some good things in class. So when you came to the class, your intended function is, or the intended manifest function of this class is to give you sociology to clear IAS examination. But unrecognized, unintended function is what? You become friends. You have friends. So everything is having two sides. One is anticipated, another is unanticipated. Anticipated is intended, that is manifest. Unanticipated is latent, that is unintended. So what we think and what happens, sometimes both are not the same. Yes or no? So we wanted something to happen, but that thing is not happening. He explains this concept in a study of Hopi Indians, H-O-P-I, Hopi Indians. There is a tribal group called as Hopi Indians, H-O-P-I, Hopi. He found that these people will have a rain dance ceremony. People will come together and they'll dance together expecting rain to come. Many times rain will not come, but still they will dance in the next time. So when he was finding this, he concluded that there should be some hidden function in that rain dance, which is why people keep on dancing despite of the fact that they didn't get rain. Logically speaking, you wanted rain, you collectively dance. When rain is not happening, when rain is not coming, you will not dance in the next time. But next time also you come, you dance, no rain. Next time also you come, you dance, no rain. So what is the phenomena? He found that even though intended function is not happening, there is some unintended function, unrecognized function, and that function is what? Group unity. That function is what? Group unity. So manifest and latent function, a very, very important concept given by R.K. Merton. Have you understood this? நீங்க நினைக்கிறதுப்பா இது ஆக்சுவலா நடக்கிறது. இந்த நடக்கிறது you will not even recognize. What you wanted is not happening. Something other than what you wanted happens. That something other than what you wanted, you didn't even recognize. You didn't even anticipate. இப்ப நினைச்சது ஒண்ணு நடக்கிறது ஒண்ணுன்னு சொல்றோம் பாத்தீங்களா, அதுதான். Thirdly, reference group. So always we compare with a group. We always make a comparison with group. Comparison. When you are an IAS aspirant, you compare with IAS officers or not? Why do you have a comparison? You have a comparison, then only you come to know whether you are going in the right way or in the wrong way. So we try to follow somebody else. We always have a standard of reference. Take for example, in Indian society, Brahmins were imitated by non-Brahmins. Lower caste or tribes, they imitate the lifestyle of the Brahmins. So what Brahmins are doing, that these people will do. Brahmins won't take non-vegetarian food, so these people also will not take non-vegetarian food. Brahmins will go to temple, so these people also will go to temple. Brahmins will not do some job which is very polluting, like dealing with the dead animals. Similarly, these people also will not do a polluting job. So whatever Brahmins are doing, whatever culture they are following, that is followed by the lower caste or the tribes. This phenomena is called as Sanskritization. This phenomena is called as Sanskritization. The concept of Sanskritization was given by Indian sociologist M.N. Srinivas. The concept of Sanskritization was given by Indian sociologist M.N. Srinivas. So Brahmins are the reference groups to non-Brahmins in this case. Brahmins are the reference group to non-Brahmins in this case. So therefore he speaks about how one group is imitating the other group through the concept of reference group. Fourth important topic is anomy and social structure. Anomy and social structure. Anomy is a deviance. Anomy is what? Deviance. Anomy is deviance. According to R.K. Merton, the culture of the society is making people to deviate. People are going to America thinking that America will be a land of opportunity for them. But when they go to America, they come to know that America is not giving opportunity. Black people are discriminated in America. Asians are discriminated in America. Non-Christians are discriminated in America. But America says everybody should become rich. Everybody should earn money. Now, American society is putting pressure on the individual to deviate, to commit some crime. Because when money making is all more important, opportunity is not given, what you do? You deviate. You break the law. You try to make money. So you do crime. Now, therefore, crime is not because of the individual wish. Crime is because of social compulsion. According to R.K. Merton, no one is born as a criminal. Criminals are not born, they are made by the society. Criminals are not born, they are made by the society. So, to explain how society is pressurizing the individual to become deviant, he writes a book. The title of the book is Anatomy and Social Structure. Similar to Emile Durkheim, R.K. Merton also says it is society which is pressurizing the individual to become deviant. So R.K. Merton is totally following Durkheim only. Whenever questions are asked, they make a comparison between thinkers. So there are four important topics. One is classical functionalism was criticized. Second is manifest and latent function. Third is reference group. And fourth is anatomy and social structure. This anatomy and social structure is the most important topic written by R.K. Merton, which is a very favorite topic of UPSC. Next question or the next thinker is George Herbert Mead. This thinker was introduced only in 2007 or 8. Before that, Mead is not there in the syllabus. Only 5 thinkers. In 2008 only they added Mead. Mead is a social psychologist. So he is adding sociology with psychology. He is writing about mind, self, and society. So self means what? Mind means what? Mind means you are thinking. Self means who you are. Non-yar. Who am I is a very, very philosophical question. Because in the past as well as in the present, people are just trying to explore about themselves. So exploration it is. But from G.H. Mead point of view, self is what? Consciousness about myself. Myself means what? See, I am very conscious that I am a teacher. I am very conscious that you are students. I know that what is my role. I know that what is your role. So, self refers to consciousness about you, about others, about the situation. Self refers to consciousness about you, about others, about the situation. So, mind is telling you who you are. Based on the instruction coming from mind, I come to know this is what is I. According to G.H. Mead, there are two parts of the self. Self is having two parts, I part and me part. அப்போ நான் யாரு அப்படிங்கிறதுலே ரெண்டு இருக்குது. I part is about my own individual things. Me part is about the social things. I means my own, my wish. So I wanted to eat ice cream, I wanted to do that thing, I wanted to, it's my own individual wishes. And this represents the societal wish. What I wanted to become I, what society wanted me to become me. So me is, myself is a product of both. I have some me component, I have some I component also. So I part is not at all influenced by society, not influenced by society. But me part is a social self. So therefore we are a product of both. Even though family says don't prepare for IAS examination, you prepare. Because what is now in action? I. Family says you marry this girl only, you marry. Despite of the fact that you have some individual commitment. So when it comes to marriage, it is me. வீட்ல சொல்றத கேட்கணும். But there are some people who don't care about what family says. They choose their choice. அப்ப அவங்களுக்கு எது அதிகமா இருக்குது? I. So always it is not I. Always it is not me. You is not just I. You is not purely me. You is a combination of I and me. There are some portions of ourself which is influenced by society. There are some portions of ourself which is not influenced by society. So this is a very psychological subject matter. Self is the subject matter of psychology. But he is social psychologist because he speaks about how individual is shaped by society through me. You wanted to become IAS. Why? I or me? Which made you choose IAS? I part or me part? I part or me part? I part. Appa wanted to make me IAS. Amma wanted to make me IPS. Me part. That is why in the interview, when somebody is asked why you wanted to become IAS, my father wanted me to become IAS. My mother wanted me to become IAS. My sister wanted me to become IAS. So which means you don't want to become IAS? No, I also wanted to become IAS. So our choice of IAS is a combination of both I and me. A student of us, even though she was eligible to get IPS, family told her not to put IPS. Put IPS as 00 and choose after IAS, IRS. She chose IRS even though she is qualified to become IPS. The people who have got rank below her became IPS, but she has been influenced by family in putting 00 for IPS. Of course, that is there with many of the girl students or women students. Their parents don't want them to get into uniform service. Police job, பொண்ணுங்களுக்கு அது செட் ஆகாது. This is how society thinks or not. So such a society will have to be introduced to Kiran Bedi IPS. First women IPS officer came in 1980. We have to wait 30 years after independence to see the first IPS officer, women IPS officer. Even today IPS is very less. Women IPS are very, very less. So when women IPS officers are posted as SP, women IPS officer. What is women? What is men? IPS is IPS. Why should you tell women IPS, men IPS? Do you say men IPS officer? But you use this women only for women, not for men. You don't say men collector, women SP. Men SP நீங்க சொல்லிருக்கீங்களா? You don't mention in the newspaper also. Lady police officer. A male police officer, have you seen any news? But when it comes to women only, they put this extra fitting, lady police officer. What is lady? What is men? What is women? There is no difference. IPS, IAS, both are same. Because society wanted women to be very passive, docile, very soft spoken, very non-violent, very receptive, responsive, caring. So son is a carefree person. He'll not care about anything. Parents with so much of pride will tell, என் பையன் எதை பத்தியும் கண்டுக்கிடவே மாட்டான். பெரிய மகிழ்ச்சி அவங்களுக்கு. அவன் எதை பத்தியும் கண்டுக்கிட மாட்டான். பாட்ல வருவான், ஜாலியா போவான். Daughter, she takes care of each and everything, you know. When father comes home after office, she'll care so much about father. She'll ask what you wanted. She'll assist me in cooking. She'll assist me in washing the dish. She'll assist me in cleaning the house. And we also have told her, become IAS. How will she become IAS if she is in kitchen? IAS prepare பண்ணு, அதே சமயத்துல you help me in the kitchen, Amma says. A student was telling, sir, in the main examination time, last year what happened, you know, this time I have taken a hostel despite of the fact that my house is very near. I have taken a hostel. Last mains, my mother told that, why don't you do some cooking? 24 hours you are not going to study, you know. You are there in the house, do some cooking, help me. So after I cooked food, she told, why don't you wash the utensils? After I did that, then she told, why don't you clean the house? Slowly, later only I realized that she stopped the servant maid during the 3 months when I was preparing for main examination. She stopped the servant maid and saved 3,000 rupees per month, 9,000 rupees saved, but my 1 year went. My attempt gone, sir. Slowly she told, just it started with this thing. What, you know, why don't you cut vegetables? It will take only 10 minutes. Idan trap. First itself you say no. வராது, முடியாது. வராதுன்னா they'll tell, அது எப்படி வராது? You have to practice. I'll you know, help you to know how to cut. I will not do. Why? Collector is not supposed to do all these things. SP is not supposed to do all these things. 30 years from today, I will become DGP of the state. You wanted me to cut vegetable? No means no. So you have to be ruthless sometimes. Otherwise, the entire preparation will go. Entire preparation will be gone if you accept that first work. So, me will be forced on the girls more than boys. In the girls, me is more expected. In the boys, I is more expected. So a mother says, my son will not comb the hair. One mother says, my son will not comb the hair. அவனுக்கு தலையை சீவுறது பிடிக்காது. He goes like that to the school. School teacher warned the mother, see, next time if he is not combing the hair properly, then we will not allow. Mother tells in the school, in the parents teacher meeting, சொன்னா கேட்க மாட்டான். Girl, 1 hour she'll comb the hair before going to the school. Boy will wake up when the school is starting at 8 o'clock. Boy will wake up by 7 o'clock. Girl, 5:30. 5:30, mother will wake the girl first, not the boy. Yeah, she has to get ready. Combing the hair will take 2 hours, no? If you take the calculation of time spent for combing the hair, majority of the life goes in that only. And that is why feminist revolution says you have to cut the hair like boy. But the problem is, mother is not allowing me to enter the house. Girl says, father says, at least father says, it will grow, no, go inside. Mother says no. Till it grows, you have to be there only. This is what is putting that self-image in you very strongly. Dressing pattern. Boy, is there any dress code for the boy? No dress code. There is no dress code at all. For the girl, dress code. You should not play on the street if you are a girl. So your 10-year-old mother stops you. No, 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 don't play on the street. Boy, he will be on the street always. So you are not supposed to do this thing. Many don'ts to you. A girl is facing many don'ts than do's. இதை பண்ணாத அதை பண்ணாத அப்படி பண்ணக்கூடாது இப்படி பண்ணக்கூடாது. You get evolved in such a way as society wanted you to see. So more social self in the girls than in the boys. This question was asked in the past UPSC. Question was asked. அப்ப செல்ஃப்லயே ரெண்டு, men women. For men I will be in more action. For women me, which is why me too movement, not I too movement. If she was I, there would not be any exploitation in the first place. She was me, and therefore she was subjected to sexual exploitation. After many years, when she knows that what she is, this me too movement was also asked in UPSC. Sociology, me too. அப்போ மீயா இருக்கிற வரைக்கும் எக்ஸ்ப்ளாய்டேஷன். So change from me to I. For women empowerment, there should be a change from me to I. But that change is not easy. Because when you resist patriarchy, male domination, you will be more and more attacked. But you have to withstand the attacks. First time when you say no to the small household works your mother is giving to you, she'll not talk to you. But you should not bother about that. And it is very difficult, easy to say, very difficult to do. IRS officer, my student, 2020 result. During Corona time, result came in August. She became IRS, got 250 first rank. She became IRS officer. And last year, some 6 months back, she got married. Father, mother and all came to invite me. I went to the marriage. Mother was seeing me on the stage and told, sir, unganala she became very, very adamant. Sir, she used to talk about so much of rights because of you. என்னடா இது இன்வைட் பண்ணிட்டு இப்படி வேற சொல்றாங்களேன்னு எனக்கு உள்ள. Then she told, father told, sir, after the class is over, she will come and she will speak feminism in the house. She used to question. When we say something, she will question the parental authority and all. I said, just because of that only today she is IRS. So to clear this examination, I is needed. More I than me will make you clear this examination. Thinkers over. 6 thinkers. 80% of sociology will be completed when you do this one single unit, and that is the advantage of sociology. You read one unit, 80% of questions you can handle. Even if you have not studied that question, using these thinkers you can write the question. Something they have asked and you don't know the answer exactly. So you can, from Durkheimian point of view, from Weberian point of view, from Marxian point of view, from Parsonian point of view, from Merton's point of view, from Mead's point of view, like that you can cook your own answer. So this thinkers portion will be like A plus B the whole square formula. You can apply everywhere in sociology. You can apply everywhere in sociology this thinkers portion. Heart and soul of sociology is this fourth unit called as thinkers unit. Now unit number 5, social stratification. Stratification. So society is arranging the groups of people in many layers, keeping one above the other. Strata means layers. When you see the rock, there will be layers. One layer will be above the other layer, one layer will be below the other layer. So it's arrangement of groups across a social layer. Different layers. You see this caste system is an example of social stratification. So the top layer will be Brahmins. Next, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras. So group arrangement it is. One group is arranged above the other. So the one who is at the top will be given status, reward, power. The one who is at the bottom will be denied power, status, money, etc., etc. So it is a social arrangement of the groups. You have class where rich and poor will be there. You have race where white and black will be there. You have gender where men and women will be there. So these are various dimensions of social stratification. Class, caste, gender, all these are various dimensions of stratification. So class-based stratification, rich versus poor, race, white versus black, gender, men versus women, caste, Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras. They are the dimensions. They are different forms of how society is ranking people and placing one above the other. There are some concepts of social stratification which they have given concepts. For example, poverty and social exclusion. Poverty and social exclusion. Poverty is that you don't have money to eat food. So poverty was defined based on the access to the basic needs like food, clothing and shelter. If you don't have money to buy food, clothing and shelter, you are poor. It was economists who studied poverty. But sociologists came to tell that don't study only economic poverty, study social poverty also. So people are poor not because they are not having money. People are poor because they don't have education. People are poor because they don't have recreation. People are poor because they have no power. People are poor because they are not given the status. You may have money, but status is not given. You may have money, but power is not there for you. You may have money, but you are illiterate. So to explain poverty, we should use the concept of social exclusion rather than economic poverty. So social exclusion is a very comprehensive term. It speaks about multiple dimensions of poverty. UNDP, you know about UNDP? United Nations Development Program, yeah, an organ of UN, every year publishes this multi-dimensional poverty index, where it says poverty is not only because of lack of money. So you don't have education, you don't have sanitation, you don't have drinking water, you don't have a clean environment. There are many other aspects or not. It is not just about money. You have so much of money. You are in Mumbai, but there is so much of pollution. You have so much of money, but there is no time for recreation. Weekly 7 days you have to work. You have money, but where is time for enjoyment of life? No time to spend with family. So you don't confine your studies only to economic dimension. Study the multiple dimensions of poverty. Better use the term social exclusion rather than poverty. Theories of social stratification. Again, thinkers, whatever we have seen in the fourth unit. Theories. Functional theory, Marxian theory, Weberian theory. Again, we'll speak about this. Then social mobility. Mobility means what? Movement. Mobility means movement. Social mobility means you are moving from this layer to this layer. Movement across the society. One layer is moving to the next layer. Either you can move upward or you can move downward. So social mobility. There are two types of society when you read a social mobility. There are two types of society when you read social mobility. One is open society, the other is closed society. One is open society, the other is closed society. Open society is a society where mobility is possible. Mobility is possible. But closed society, no mobility. Can a rich become poor? Can a poor become rich? Rich can become poor, poor can become rich. So this is open society. But can Brahmin become the Shudra? Can a Shudra become Kshatriya? No. So there is a debate that a society having caste system is closed system or closed society because it is not easy for people to move from one level to the next level. Whereas a society based on class is an open society because rich can become poor, poor can become rich. So caste society is India. Class society is West. So the debate is about whether India is closed, whether West is open. Generally speaking, India is closed because people can't change their caste. Whereas people can change their class, which is why West is open. But studies indicate the opposite. Even in America, the children of rich continue as rich only. Poor children cannot become rich easily because rich will produce children who will retain richness. So it is difficult for a poor to become rich, whereas it is very easy for a rich to remain rich. Mukesh Ambani was able to maintain the prosperity because father created that prosperity. Dhirubhai Ambani became very rich. So son maintained the father's economic prosperity, even though property was partitioned between brothers Mukesh and Anil Ambani. Anil Ambani lost his property because he was venturing into many things and therefore he lost the company. Whereas Mukesh Ambani was very, very careful in dealing with the money and he retained his richness. But it is easy relatively for Ambani brothers to maintain their prosperity because father created that prosperity. But it was very difficult for Dhirubhai Ambani to become rich. Dhirubhai Ambani was very difficult. It was very difficult for Dhirubhai Ambani to become rich. Dhirubhai Ambani used to have a cup of coffee for 50 rupees in India Coffee House in Mumbai before many decades. That time 50 rupees coffee means today it will be equivalent to 1000 rupees per coffee. So he was being criticized by his friends. Why you have to go to that coffee house to have 50 rupees coffee when your daily income itself is only 50-60 rupees? Full day you work and the money which you are getting, you are going to coffee shop and buy coffee, drink there. He said, see, you are wrong. I'm not spending. I'm only investing. Why I go to this coffee house to have 50 rupees coffee? That time, all rich people after having their morning walk will come to that coffee house, have a cup of coffee. Rich people will have a cup of coffee after their morning walk. So I also go to that shop, buy 50 rupees coffee. Though I know that it is very costly, I do that because I will get the friendship of these rich people. And I became friend to those people. Slowly, slowly, I came to know about how Mumbai economy is functioning, and I picked up the clue from them. I started my business. So it was my investment, it was not my lavish expenditure. அப்ப அவ்வளவு கஷ்டப்பட்டாரு. He used to go in the bicycle, tie the clothes in the bicycle, sell on the streets. So it was very difficult for Mukesh Dhirubhai Ambani, but it is easy for Mukesh Ambani. It will be even more easy for son of Mukesh Ambani, Anand Ambani. Anand தான் அவர் பேரு, Anand. So it is not that rich people will allow the poor people to come. Rich people will only become rich, poor people will become poor, even in the Western countries. So class-based stratification is not open. It is not easily allowing people to move from one level to next level. When you come to India also, through Sanskritization, M.N. Srinivas told that even lower caste can get the status of upper caste. Through Sanskritization, even lower caste can get the status of the upper caste. So therefore, this is the debate. Indian society is closed society. Some say no. Very, very important topic for UPSC Sociology. Open society, closed society debate. When you come to the 6th unit, work and economic life. Here, most of the concepts given are Marxian concepts like feudal society, capitalist society, informalization of work. What do you mean by informalization of work? Informalization means there is no security of tenure, there is no fixed salary, there is no clean or safe environment to work. Informal work means they are not covered by any law. They are only doing job which is nothing but exploitation. So formal work and informal work. Formal work means what? There is a proper system in place. Law will be there to protect the workers. Minimum wage will be given. Maximum working time will be regulated. You can't exploit the worker. Any extra time, if the worker is working, you have to pay overtime charges to them. All these protection measures are there for the formal sector, but for informal sector there is no such safety available for the worker or security available for the worker. There is no more legal salary available for the worker. So there where exploitation starts. And we'll speak about informal organization of work. Very, very important from the examination point of view. So by and large, 6th unit is only Karl Marx. Come to the 7th unit. Political system. So theories of power. Again, unit 4 will come. Thinkers unit will come. Then it is about democracy, citizenship, nation state, political party, pressure group, social movements, protest. So what Marx says about power, what Weber says about power, what Barson says about power, again unit 4 will come. Democracy, citizenship, nation, political party, pressure group, social movements, protests. These are some of the civil society. What do you mean by civil society? Civil society means which will protect the people against the government. If the government is very authoritarian, if the government is very repressive, then civil society is the one who will protect the people from the state abuse of power. Example, media. Media is an example of civil society. Pressure group means what? They will pressure the government to take a decision according to their favor. For example, trade union. What is the difference between political party and pressure group? Political party will contest in the election directly. Pressure group will not contest in the election. So we know what is democracy, we know citizenship, nation, whether India is a nation, what are the threats to Indian nationalism. All these things which are India centric also can come in paper 1. No compartmentalization of paper 1, paper 2, because what you study in paper 2 can come in paper 1 and vice versa. What do you mean by social movement? People will protest against the government, because what government did, they made 3 laws for the farmers, which was totally unjust according to the farmers. So in Punjab, many farmers, they protested, and that is why in the 2022 election, Aam Aadmi Party came to power in Punjab, because farmers of Punjab were not happy with the Congress. They were totally sad with the BJP, because BJP only made 3 laws against the farmers. So they wanted an alternative. Aam Aadmi came as an alternative. Therefore, Aam Aadmi became the ruling party in Punjab. So farmers protest because they are not happy with the law made by the government. Farmers protest because the government through law is supporting only the rich people. So protest will come. Movement. Yeah, all people will come together and they wanted to change the society totally. That is what is called as movement. If they use violence, then it is called as a revolution. So people's participation to change the political system. They come, act collectively, and they change the system. That is what is social movement, revolution, protest, etc., etc. So in political system, by and large, you are only studying again unit 4, which is why I told unit 4 means sociology. Unit 8, religion. Again theories. Unit 4 will come. Religion in modern society. For example, secularism. Religion versus science. Some concepts like sect, cult, monoism, pluralism, etc. So in this, we read Emile Durkheim, we read Karl Marx, again we read not R.K. Merton, Talcott Parsons, we read Weber's theory of religion. What is the role of religion in modern society? Because modern society is a scientific society. Even in the scientific society, there is a religion. Yes or no? Even today, there is religion. So you are using technology to promote religion. His Holiness is making a video and he is putting in the social media millions of views in 1 hour itself. Yes or no? நான் எங்க இருக்கிறேன் தெரியுமா? கைலாசத்துல இருக்கிறேன். So how they are using technology now to promote their religious ideas? Cult means what? Individual centric religion. Sect means what? Great religion is dividing into 2. For example, Saivism, Vaishnavism in Hinduism, Mahayana, Hinayana in Buddhism, Swatambars, Digambars in Jainism, Protestant, Catholic in Christianity. So a great religion will divide into 2. That is called as sect. Individual centric religion is called as cult. Science and religion was seen as opposites by earlier scholars. But with the coming of science, religion is becoming stronger, not weaker. And that is a very strange phenomenon. More and more, when you are into science, more and more you are becoming religious. So how this happens, we have to explain. Mono means one, plural means many. So one God or many God. Religious revivalism, fundamentalism, communalism, all these things are some of the negativities with the religion. Communalism, fundamentalism, religious revivalism. So how religion based conflicts are there in today's world? America is attacking Iraq. So there is a religion which is underlying, Christian country attacking Muslim country. Communal conflict. Today, you have so many communal conflicts in India. Ram temple, centering around Ram temple, politics is fought. So all these things we'll read in the 8th unit called as religion. 9th unit, family. Again theories. Whenever you find this word theories, you have to go to unit 4. Contemporary families. Contemporary trends. For example, today you have the same-sex marriages. Today you have live-in relationship. This was already asked in sociology, live-in relationship. So new forms of marriages have come. See the newspaper today, Hindu newspaper today. If somebody is having live-in relationship for a long period of time, it should be called as marriage. Supreme Court of India said today. Whatever rights marriage gives to both of them, the same rights live-in relationship also gives. So the partners have rights over each other which is equivalent to the spousal rights given by marriage. The children born through live-in relationship will be a legal child, not illegal child. So this is a new type of family which is emerging. We also have double income, no kid family. We have single parent families. So many new types of families, many new type of marriages have come. Many new types of family, many new types of marriages have come, and this speaks about the contemporary trend. Normally, marriage is a union between two adult members of opposite sex. But homosexual families have come. Gay and lesbian families have come. In some parts of the world, in Western countries, they have legalized the same-sex marriage. Yesterday only we said how new type of marriages are there. Sologamy. புதுசா இருக்குது. Contemporary trend. Right? Then you have this descent, lineage. Descent means a property holding body. Lineage means grandfather, father, son, like that. We'll explain all these things. Technical terms they are. Another important topic is patriarchy and sexual division of labor. Patriarchy and sexual division of labor. Patri means male. Archy means power. So male power it is. Power is concentrated in the hands of the male. And therefore they decide what job who has to do. There are men only job, there are women only job. Cooking, washing, all household works are women only job, which men should not do. Running the country, politically becoming powerful, economically becoming powerful, men's job. So it is not based on your merit that you are allocated a job in the society. It is based on your gender. It is a social creation. That women are not fit for IPS job is a socially created one. It is not really. It's not because of biology that women are not fit for some jobs. It is because of society. Because in some societies you can see there are some tribes called as Dahomey tribe. In West Africa there is one tribe, Dahomey. In this tribe both men and women are warriors. Both of them will go to the battlefield and they'll fight with the enemies. But in case of India, very rarely you can see women fighting battles. So for them, what is the job given? reproduction, homemaking. Rearing the children is the job of women. So society says you are only fit to do that job, not this job. But this is what? It is a social creation. As we said, it is not having anything to do with biology. Because there are some tribal people, after the delivery of the baby, they go to the work. They resume work within 10 days. There is one tribal group called as Aloris. Alori tribe, women after giving birth to children, in next 15 days, she will go to the work. What work she used to do? Rearing the pig. They go to work. Leaving the children, they go to work. Leaving the newborn infant, she goes to work. So it's a social creation. It's not having anything to do with biology. And that is what we are learning, or will be learning in patriarchy and sexual division of labor. Last unit in paper 1, 10th unit, is about social change. So again, theories of social change. You'll have to go to unit 4. Most important, development and dependency. In this topic, we see how the rich countries are exploiting the poor countries. This topic is a very important topic. We'll read how rich countries are exploiting the poor countries. For example, Britain. When British were ruling India, they'll take raw material from us, cotton. The cotton which we are producing will go to Manchester. They'll make that into a finished product, and the garment will come to India. They'll compel us to buy. So they are taking raw material from us, and they are compelling us to buy the finished product. This is what? Exploitation. When Karl Marx says rich people will exploit poor people, dependency theory says rich countries will exploit the poor countries. Old technology of the rich country will be given to poor country. Take for example, we have this aircraft carrier Vikramaditya. We bought this in 2012 from Russia. There it is called as Admiral Gorshkov. This ship was an outdated one. They built this ship in 1980s. They used it for 3 decades. After having become old, they are selling. And we were the one to finalize the deal. We bought the ship for some $900 million. We even told Russia that we have to do some refurbishing. We don't have technology to do that. You do that, we will give you the extra cost. So after the small tinkering work, refurbishing work is over, Russians told Indians that now you have to give $1.2 billion. India told no, that is a very high price which we cannot buy. What we told before? We told only less. Now you are increasing the cost. We no, we will not buy. So there is a small problem between Russia and India, and somehow Russia told India to buy, we bought. We brought that ship to the Indian waters, and we were running the ship. Battery started heating too much, and the ship stopped. Once again, we called the Russians. There is a battery problem. This normally happens when you buy condemned ships. So there it is outdated, and outdated thing is sold, we are buying. Similarly, fighter aircraft, 1970s made. After having used, they have to sell it, Americans. They found 2 prospective buyers, one India, another Pakistan. They told India, that we'll give to Pakistan. They told Pakistan that we'll give to India. So India told, don't give to Pakistan, I'll pay whatever price you are telling. Pakistan told, don't give to India, we will pay all the price. And this was used as an advantage for the Americans. They increased the price of this old jet plane and sold it to India. It was repainted and we are now using, and that is the reason for why many of the aircraft carriers are falling from sky to land. எல்லாம் பலசு. இதுதான் என்ன? Dependency. Why you are buying the old one? Because you don't have technology to build the new one. So in dependency theory, we'll study all these things. Then how science and technology created social change, how education can produce social change, how ideology can help in social change. All these things we'll study. What are the agents of social change? Using science and technology, we can change the society. Using education, we can change the society. Using ideology, we can change the society. So this whole is about how society is changing. Now these are the 10 units given in paper 1. You'll be seeing that most of the topics after 4th unit has 4th unit within. That is why I told 4th unit is the heart and soul of sociology. Anyone who has thoroughly studied 4th unit can easily get 320 plus in sociology, which is why we'll spend much of our time in 4th unit. So we have done the syllabus class of paper 1. Tomorrow we are meeting by 10 o'clock. We'll do the syllabus class of paper 2. Bring the syllabus copy. Whatever I have told in the class yesterday and today, just you revisit. Just you recall. Don't try to understand fully. Just try to have a glance. Even if you have not understood anything, never ever worry, because we have not started the class yet. After the syllabus class is over, only we'll start the class. The objective of the syllabus class is to sensitize you some words given in the syllabus, which is why I told in the yesterday's class, next 3 days it will be decoding sociology syllabus. See you tomorrow by 10 o'clock. Bring the syllabus copy. Thank you.